Hello and welcome to a new episode of Bagstage, this time with the singer-songwriter Sobi.
Oh man, have you read? You haven't read your one.
Oh, oops. Sorry.
No.
I'm not playing by the rules.
Smile, you trap me in your honeycomb of lies. Smell so sweet and I got nowhere to hide. One look and I am yours completely. Your words mean so much more when they hit me and I got nowhere to hide. My mother told me about boys like you. She said you give them your heart and they take your whole life too.
Now I have something about your biography.
Oh.
I have Sri Lanka, Madrid and London.
Ah.
Sri Lanka is where your parents come from,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
1 point.
Yeah.
Then Madrid would be the place where you were born.
Yeah.
And London is where you grew up.
Yeah. London's where I grew up, yeah.
So you never lived in Madrid?
No, well, we lived there for a few months, I think, when I was a
okay.
baby. I went back to study for a year. So, yeah, for me, when I think of Madrid, I think of that time when I was a student.
What have you studied?
I studied physics.
Oh, physics, okay.
Yeah.
But only 1 semester or what?
No,
or 2?
I finished my degree, but I only did 2 semesters in Spain.
Okay.
So, yeah, the rest was in
Manchester?
Yeah, in Manchester, yeah.
Okay, cool. And now you're in Hanover, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
now my question. So, you lived at so many places.
Yeah.
Is there a place where you think that's home, or is it either...
Yeah, that's a good question. I think at the moment, I definitely feel at home in Hanover. But I think for me, the most important thing is the friends and the people that I have around me. So I get very attached to people. Even though I've moved around a lot, I think when I find a good group of friends, it's really hard for me to leave. So that's why I feel so at home in Hanover at the moment. I really loved being in Madrid and I love London. It's a great city, but nowadays it's easy enough to travel around and see those cities. So for me, it wasn't such a big deal moving away, but it was more moving away from the people. So I think, yeah, for me, it sounds so cheesy, but like home is really where the people are.
Yeah. I also have lived in Los Angeles for a while, and is it like also like that when you're here, you miss something from there, and when you're there, you miss something from there?
Yeah, definitely. Like very small things. Like in England, I miss things like baked beans.
Yeah.
That's not really a thing that people eat here. Food, a lot of it is food, food-based. Like I really like Spätzle. You can't get Spätzle in England.
Okay.
Things like that. Yeah.
I have inspiration. I've read that your mother is a big inspiration for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. My mother definitely.
And I also read a story about, I'm not quite sure if it was a homeless person, but it was a guy who asked you about money and stuff, and then you shared with him your lunch.
Yeah.
Can you say something about this story?
Yeah, I was flying back home to England and I was flying from Hamburg, so I'd taken a train to Hamburg. And I had some time, so I was waiting in the station and this homeless man came into this cafe that I was sat at. And he was going around the tables just asking for €1. And he came to my table and I kind of always feel a little uncomfortable in those situations, but I had a lot of food in front of me, so I thought, oh, I can't give you any money, but maybe you want some food. And he was very grateful and he sat and he ate and we chatted a little bit. He just asked me where I was going, what I was doing. And then he said goodbye and went, and about 20 minutes later I went out and I saw him standing by the ticket machine and he had bought a ticket for me to go to the airport with, you know, all the money that he'd had basically. It just absolutely like crushed me. I was like, oh my God, so blown away by his generosity. I found that really inspiring. It totally just made my day and I always remember it. Even now, I think it's kind of changed my attitude a little bit. Even when I see homeless people and things, it makes me, I kind of feel a little bit ashamed of how I might have thought about them before, and it definitely changed my outlook a little bit.
I also asked myself if this event also influenced some songs, some new songs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you have an example or something?
Yeah, well, I have a new song called Human that I wrote about situations where you say sorry or you apologize, or basically you humble yourself in order to reconcile a relationship. And this kind of situation made me kind of inspired me to write that, because sometimes maybe you think you're a bit too good for a certain conversation, or my time is worth more than another person's time, and it's just not true. Actually, the feeling that you get from taking the time, even when you don't have it, to say hi to someone or to help someone is so good. And so that's kind of what that song is about.
Cause it's harder than it sounds, but it's not profound. I am human anyway, and in every way. Now there's
What is the other piece of paper about?
It says Polaroid.
Oh yeah, because I thought it's funny. You made a lot of Polaroids when you're on tour. At every location?
Yeah, so some people do like a video diary, but I take a Polaroid in every location, every show. Sometimes in the venue, but often I forget to bring my Polaroid camera with me, so then it's kind of after the show, after everything, we're like, oh no, we need to take a Polaroid, and it might be in a funny location or something. And,
I also ask myself if it's like a ritual or something.
Yeah, it is a little bit of a ritual. Like now the band knows about it as well, so they remind me afterwards, like Polaroid, don't forget the Polaroid. And,
or do you have another band ritual?
That's a good question. We usually pray before we go onto the stage, and for me that's a really nice time to kind of calm down, and I get very nervous before I go on stage, so I really appreciate that time.
Omega Orchestra.
Yeah.
That's like another project you've
Yes,
in,
absolutely.
right?
Yeah. Omega Orchestra is probably my favorite project that I'm a part of at the moment. Made up of 9 people from Hanover and 5 bands. About a year ago, we decided we should all play together and do a tour together and take songs from every band and play them together as a 9-piece. Yeah, it's really fun because we switch the instruments as well, so it kind of gives everyone a chance to play something else. And what's nice about it is that no one's really in the center or in the spotlight, so I think we all really enjoy the shows because we don't feel like there's so much pressure on us to get everything right.
But you're not on the drums?
No, I don't. No.
Okay.
We've got lots of talented drummers, I'm not one of them.
Like a thief in the night, you walked inside, and now you hold a part of me that I don't give for free. And it's yours to break, but you don't take this as an opportunity. You keep it safe for me. You hold me, call me, tell me that you want me. Your eyes see past all these memories that taunt me. Hold me, call me, tell me that you want me. Your eyes see past all these memories that taunt me. And it sets me free, but you tie me down. It's a long walk home in the dark when you're not around. And my heart's a mess, but you hold it so. Now I'm in too deep and I know that you won't let go.
Oh, so business.
Yeah, you totally fooled me.
Yeah.
I mean, can you say something first about it?
Okay, so business would be my name if I became a rap artist or decided to go in the hip-hop direction. Yeah, I posted, I think it was last year on April Fool's Day, the 1st of April, a photo that my friend took of me, looking very gangster, and announced that I was going in a different direction. I'm glad to hear that I actually fooled someone.
Yeah, totally. This is your EP, right? Biting Back? Mm-hmm. Why is it the title of the...
So, Biting Back is a line from my song Crawling, and it just felt like the right name considering the songs that are on it. Biting Back kind of means I'm coming back. I already had an EP before that which was a little softer and solo, and this is with the band, and so yeah, it felt like a good title.
And Crawling, is it the music video with the dancers, or is it?
Yes, yeah, Crawling Part 2, yeah, it's with the dancers.
Yeah, and I wanted to ask you about this one because it's a really nice artwork, I thought. Is this an actual painting or drawing? Or what
so a friend of mine called Hannah Wheeler is a very talented illustrator and artist, and she's done all my covers, so I had a couple of EPs before that, and she's done everything, and she's so great because all I did was play her the song, one of the tracks from this.
Oh, and it's inspired.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. And it was just perfect for this EP, so yeah, I was really happy with it.
Also, this time you can win the CD of Sobi, and you just have to go to our Facebook page and
comment on this video underneath, write CD Sobi, and then share the video, and everyone who shares the video will have a chance of winning the CD.
great. Thank you.